Back at you with another video about Jordan Travis. Now, as you know, I did make a video a few days ago about Jordan Travis, and it has now come out that the Raiders will be meeting with him as one of their 30 pro meetings that they are able to do. So he is now on the list. He will be coming to Vegas, and he will be interviewing with the coach, the GM, and the entire staff. So we're excited to talk about Jordan Travis being possibly a part of the Las Vegas Raiders. And the reason being is because this guy was in the running for the Heisman Trophy. He was a first pick of several of the experts to be a national champion. And it was very real possibility that he could have done so. But as we all know that in week 11 of the college season, he had a horrific injury where his ankle got rolled over and it snapped his tibia, and he was put in a cast and all sorts of stuff. He is now out of the boot. He was out of the boot for the combine. He's able to walk around. He's now just rehabbing and building back strength in his calf and in his quads and getting back into shape. And according to his doctors, he should be good to go for full-on practices just prior to the draft. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, this was a guy who quite likely could have been a first or second round draft pick if he had not broken his ankle, gone into the college playoff, and probably gone on to meet Michigan with the playmakers that they had over there at FSU. It's quite likely that he could have been the national champion instead of J.J. McCarthy, and we would all be talking about him going in the top 10 of the first round. But because of the injury, we're not. In fact, he will probably drop somewhere between the third and the fifth round. And the fact that the Raiders are interested in him is very interesting to me because I've been looking at this kid for some time now, and I got to tell you, I'm super impressed with what I see. There is a ton of potential here. Now, like any draft prospect, he's not perfect. He has some parts of his game that he needs to increase upon. But there are several things that I just want to touch on. Number one is this guy is a character dude, right? He comes from a strong family, mother and father. His brother was a professional baseball player, so he understands professional sports. And he just grew up in a great system where it's about service and helping people and doing the right things in your life. And you kind of got that sense from him in his interview with Mike Florio and Sims during the Combine. If you guys haven't seen that, go and check out that. It's on YouTube. Just a really high character guy, good level head on his shoulders. And really the only knock on him is an injury to the foot. But with that, I got to say, Aaron Rodgers played with a boot on his foot. Now, if he can do that in the NFL at a very high level, I'm not worried about this kid's ankle injury. He's a quarterback, not a wide receiver, not a DB. He's not a running back. Yes, he can run very fast. In fact, he's supposed to be able to run a 4.4, but that's not his primary role. And his last year there in FSU was really telling that he really was able to develop into a pocket quarterback, which is what you want to see at the next level. So I'm pretty excited to have the opportunity to see this kid maybe become a Raider. And the great thing about it, I think this would be a great fit for him to come to the Silver and Black. Number one, it keeps us from having to sell the farm to get Jaden Daniels, which I'm not even sure is even possible at this point. I know there's some rumors out there that there may be a slight possibility that we can get Jaden Daniels, but it's looking slim to none. However, you can grab this kid because he's going to fall to the third round because everybody's worried about that injury. And it was his breakout year as a quarterback. He only had 20 touchdowns, again, because his season got cut short. But he also only had 2 interceptions. So he's kind of one of those prospects that some scouts and some teams are going to shy away from, and all the big names that are out there right now with Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, all those guys will probably end up going before Jordan Travis. And so it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens if the Raiders were to pick him up, because, again, I think he's going to be in a great situation with us. He doesn't need to start year one. You can sit him and see what he's going to have. What is going on with that? The fact that the Raiders are using one of their 30 slotted interviews for Jordan Travis. Pretty telling that the Raiders are interested in him, that they would give up one of those slots to have an interview with him. Let me know your thoughts down below and tell me how you guys feel about that injury with him, and should we take a shot on him in the third round?